Hey guys, here we are with the replay of last night's DGRL Street Stock League race at Daytona. So, as I say, the replay, I'm not going to show the whole race, but I'm basically going to try to go through some of the highlights throughout the whole race and make this a bit shorter, but still a good idea of what happened throughout the race. So, as we start out, this first lap, I'm starting 16th place out of 16, so I'm at the very back since we had an inverted field. I won my heat race, so starting dead last year, but off the start we're already gaining a few spots here. People are starting to check up pretty early, so I'm just trying to get out of the way and being a bit cautious, but not wanting to fall off the lead pack and stay in the draft for sure. You can already see that I'm getting a bit of lag here, but I'll come back. There it is. But it's definitely a challenging track. The whole Daytona surface has a lot of bumps on the inside and outside, so it's definitely difficult to hold your line, and obviously bump draft as well. So in case you want to pull away or try to catch a pack, bump drafting is going to be important, but with the pointy noses it makes it challenging. But anyways, here we are trying to stay along with the invisible pack as of right now, but it's a bit of a challenge. But I mean, in the race I didn't really have any of this lag. They always seem to be there, so I don't really know what we're seeing. Anyways, as we're ending the first lap, I'm expecting things to be normal, and they're anything but normal as it's a big wreck in front of us. I see some cars get in the air, and I go to the inside to make it evasive action, and luckily I do avoid the wreck. But if we just analyze what just happened there, I wasn't expecting anything to go on, but if we just skip to the 7 car, we can see the car right in front checks up. The 7 doesn't react, gets clipped by the 69 and slams the wall. So if we just ride on board with the 7 here just to analyze what happened, we can see he's just falling on the inside line. There's a big checkup out of nowhere that gets clipped and does a big barrel roll in the air. So yeah, definitely not the best way to start off the race. Early caution lap 1, but luckily everyone did have one fast repair, so luckily that caution only affected a few cars, and I believe they're able to use their fast repair and get back out there. So now if we just skip back up to the restart, restarts on lap 6, but again I'm starting pretty far back, so I'm going to skip a few more laps towards the a little bit later in the race. Lap 9 or lap 10, I'm still about near the back of the field. I'm going to ride on board here for a minute. Actually, I'm start with the leaders. Let's go to TV2. Who's the leader right now? Let's see if we can. There we go. The 55. See, we're still side by side. Laps after the restart. Lines just both starting to get into the rhythm here, and unfortunately that rhythm starts to go away when out of nowhere the 45 gets tagged by the back of the car, gets loose, hits the inside, gets loose, and slams to the 224. So we're actually just gonna go back to that incident and review what happened. The 45, second on the outside line, right on board with him here. See, just looking at his mirror, you can see the car get tagged from behind, gets loose, gets slammed to the inside. Luckily he does save it, gets back onto the track safely. So wreck didn't hurt him too badly, but if we go to the 224, the car on the inside line, second line, you can see it's just following, keeping his line, doing nothing wrong, and then out of nowhere it just gets slammed, spins in the grass. However, while you think that would bring out a caution, the spin happened below the yellow line, so according to iRacing, no caution actually came out. Luckily, it was just, again, like a one-car deal. The 9 seemed to save it pretty well, so just a small incident, and we kept on going. So I'm going to continue on with the leaders right here. Just skip forward a little bit. You can see they're just starting to get back into their packs. They got separated a bit due to that caution, but the draft is going to bring them back together here. I'm just going to ride on board, or just stay on TV1 for a few laps here while we see the pack come back together. So unfortunately, if we just go to view where I am right now, I'm not near the front of this pack. I'm pretty back here, single file. We're trying to push the 61 car to catch up to the pack. You can see when we ride on board just how far back we are. We can barely even see where the lead pack is. Once again, the straightaway, we should be able to see that they're about like 4 or 5 seconds even further up the road, crossing the finish line right about now. So they definitely got a lot of work to go. But yeah, they're up here at the finish line. So here they are. They're staying pretty orderly, I'd say. I mean, there's not too much help on the outside line, so the inside line seems to be working a bit better at this point. 11 car leading the pack, trying to decide which line has the run. See, everyone's right up to everyone's bumper, but there's not much bump drafting going on. I'd say the urgency just isn't there at this point. Lap 12, we've already seen some incidents caused for bump drafting even on the straightaways, so you can see as they exit the corner, their cars slide up the track. Not easy to hold the bottom. 47 going for a move on the 8, clips him, gets into the grass, but he's able to hold it. Luckily, no incident occurs. Side by side for the lead here between the 11 and the 55. Neither car is getting that much help. The car like separated from the next car behind. Maxing out with bump drafting around 155 miles per hour. Definitely not as fast as much of the Xfinity or Cup cars. And wow, the 55 gets 95 gets loose. Comes back up the track. Hopefully doesn't collect anyone. Safely rejoins. Or safely with an asterisk, I guess. Now it seems that there's only 2 or 3 cars on the inside line. The outside line seems to be forming a bit better here. I'm just going to skip a lap forward here as the pack's got back up to lap 15, and now I'm starting to get back to single file. As I say that, it seems they're back to double file. And as I was showing before, we were just in like near the backfield just me. Now I've gone into like one single file line of 5 cars. So now it's 5 single file cars trying to catch up to a double file pack. There's still a lot of work to get back up there. So get back up to the leaders. See, there's that space, probably a solid 3 seconds or so. The 55 has been shuffled back. Now the 8 is the lead car on the outside line, being pushed by the 69. As we cross the line, this brings us to 25 to go left in the race. It's a 40-lap race. We just ended lap 15 right here. What I've been really noticing is this outside line, as it's been getting a lot of help, but it hasn't really been being that aggressive in terms of side drafting on the inside line. It's been pretty high up, and right now you can still see there's like a car length or so. So they're really not trying to push the issue right here. They're just trying to get the run off the corner. They're doing a pretty good job, as the 8 might have the lead here. So it's going to be pretty close as we enter turn 3. 11 and the 8 side by side. Looking to make it 3 wide here, gonna make it a bit dangerous, have the 8 fall down the middle, and we got 3 wide for the lead. Curious to see which line's gonna get the momentum here. Obviously the 8 doesn't have anyone pushing him, so his outside line gun prevail. 3 wide through 1 and 2 here. That'll be pretty sketchy, and 8 does seem to clear the 69 and gets right back in line up in front of it. He's going to get pushed back down the straightaway here. Seemed like that 3 wide didn't seem to help anyone right there except for the inside line. As we're exiting 4, still 2 wide, coming to the finish line, and big wreck. Big wreck for the lead. The leader gets involved in it. A bunch of cars spin out and hit the wall. I just examine what happened here. We go to the chase view, right on board with the 8 car, who I believe caused the previous wreck earlier in the race. Just look, does he get tapped from behind? He does, right as he's getting tapped from the left. So you can right on board just to see, was he turning to the left, or was it that he just got clipped from behind and got loose again? Riding forth behind the steering wheel here, turning a bit to the left, and just gets clipped. Found Seems like a combination of the tag and also like maybe he was trying to side draft a bit, but anyways, riding on board with the 11, just seeing his view, he's leading the pack. He's on the inside holding his line, and again, this gets tagged out over into the wall. Luckily, it doesn't appear to have get too much damage, but I'd say the biggest person involved, or the biggest damage went to the 47, second on the inside line. Gets tagged with the 8, loose, spins the inside wall, flips it, flies in the air, and then does an extra barrel roll. And then we'll just watch his TV view just to see what happened to him in a better angle. See again the 8 coming down, hitting the 11 and the 47 into the wall, gets big time air, and then some weird barrel roll from nowhere. I don't know how that physics even works. Anyways, yeah, those are the biggest 3 people involved, and a few other guys went through the grass. But that brings out the caution. And so now if we just skip to the end of the caution around lap 20 or so, just starting our double file restart. And one interesting thing about this caution, if we just go to the leader, I believe the 8 is now in the lead after wrecking the 11, is that we're just going to watch the first half of the lap of the restart here. It just seems that 8 jumps the start a bit, he goes pretty early. He gets a pretty big gap on everyone else. And just out of nowhere, it seems like the top 4, 5, 6 cars create their own pack. You can already see double file 3 rows deep. And then if we just go back to the 11, who's the leader of the second pack, it's already pretty far back, and it's only like half a lap in. If we just skip up, it's not much, but you can see the first 6 cars are already in their own pack, and they've already gotten a pretty big gap in the leaders. And although it looks close, I believe that the 224 here has actually lost that lead pack, and so because of that, now we're all going to have to work together in the second pack to try to catch them. I'm just going to skip a few laps here. I'll actually ride up over the leaders as I skip through these laps, but we go to lap 23 and 24 up to 26 here. We can see that a few laps after this restart, here are the leaders, and it's not a big gap, but the second pack back there, they've already definitely worked to do be single file at this point. So 8's leading a 4-car pack. I guess it fell from 6 to 4, and the other 2 cars have fallen back into that second pack, but we just skip to lap 27 here and ride on board the second pack. See that we're trying to really get single file. Double file is just going to slow us down here. 2 cars have escaped from this pack and are kind of having their own like tandem. Kind of odd how they just caused their own 2-car escape from either pack. But we just skip to lap 28. I can see I'm the 3rd car in this pack, and I feel we're not making any progress. So I feel like we're in our single file line, but we're not really pushing each other. I feel like we need to start bump drafting in order to actually catch the pack. So my goal is to try to get the 2nd car in the pack, since I feel it's hard to bump draft not being the 3rd car. So I try to go to the inside, past the 7, try to make some progress here. So start locking bumps with the 11, really trying to make some progress. See, as we're bump drafting in the turns and stuff, how the 11's getting pretty loose. Yeah, it's just hard with all these bumps to really hold a line, whether you're like getting pushed. It's just a really big challenge. You can see he's going up and down the track, and he's doing a really solid job trying to hold his line with the bumps and shuffle the car around. Basically just trying to balance the act and trying to push him as best as I can and not wreck him at the same time. ride on board here for a few laps just to show how well my pushing is working. Just catch that pack and just try to eye how far ahead that first pack is. Line here, I'm actually just going to skip one lap just to show the progress noticeable in one lap. So there's the gap from lap 29 to lap 30, still pushing, and the gap might have closed about half a second or so. I think we're about around 2.5 seconds off that pack. We're just trying to close it within like a second or so in order to get the draft. Yeah, as the laps are going down, we just finished lap 30, we have 10 to go, and so the question is, can we catch the pack? Can we catch the pack in less than 10 laps? 11 getting shuffled up high again. See in the mirror how there's just those line of cars following us. Trying to push in the trioval, push in the straights, just push anywhere. That light on the dash, or like right on our road limiter in fourth gear here, so we're definitely maxing out for bump traffic. If you look at where the first pack is now, not that much closer, but I think we are making slow and steady work. We might have gained about 2 or 3 tenths that lap, and the gap is a little under 2 seconds at this point. And so it's annoying when the 11 gets shifted up the track. There's nothing I can really do about it, but I need to let it back in line because if we get double foul, we're just going to continue losing time. Up 33 here, I'm just going to skip to the leader's view and that we can kind of see how close the second pack is. So just skip to the leaders here. You can see, definitely still a big gap there, but I believe the 47 is a lap car, so it's definitely going to play an interesting factor here. Just the 69 is the leader, we go to the 47, and yeah, he's in 14th place, so he is a lap car. He's not racing for position here. Going through wide for the lead is a bit sketchy, kind of forcing the 8 below the line here. They are doing a pretty good job going 3 wide with the lap car. If I was a lap car, I probably wouldn't get out of the way. With all this 3 wide, 2 wide action, it's definitely helping the second pack catch up. Come to the line, 6 laps to go. And the 8 car gets turned and collects all the front pack. Jeez, that was a big wreck, and that's just, again, right on board with the 8 car just to see what caused that right here. Just get on board and then look at the rear view mirror, trying to see what caused it. Went up a bit high, 69 tagged his left rear, spins around and gets in the wall. So it's hard to tell whether the 8 car just got loose or whether the 69. So let's ride on board with the 69 and see what his view was for this incident. He's second in line on the outside line here. Goes to the inside. I might have put that wreck on the 69, to be honest. I'm not sure what the 8 car could do. I mean, if he hit him in the back, that's fair, but I feel like he might have hit his side. So again, let's just see if we can get a far chase view. Go in slow motion and analyze. I'm pretty sure that's his, if we can just get a bit closer, perhaps his right front tire. Can we see his right front? Is he hitting the back or the left rear? It's close. Anyways, that tagging the 8 car caused him to spin. And man, the 152 gets spun around, flex the 90, 95, 55, and they all spin, but luckily no one gets too much damage. Luckily the 47 and 69 kind of escape. In that instant, the 69, even though he tags the 8, just stays a bit high because of the wall, so he doesn't get, drifts a bit there, and brings out the caution. And I would say luckily for the second pack, if we just go back to our view, you can see we're pretty, right on board here. We're just far enough back, we have more time to react to the situation, so I'm just, again, pushing this 11 as I've always been doing, trying to catch that one back. See the 8 car get turned, see the smoke, just try to stay low, avoid everything, see some cars spinning. And that brings out the caution. I believe all those cars spinning and stuff brings us up to 3rd place after all that. So coming to the line, just making sure we are in 3rd place. And we just skip to where again, it's a 40 lap race, and I believe this is still a caution, yeah, so this is our final caution lap, and we're just going to have a green-white checkered finish right here. So we were in 3rd. I believe one car was actually low on fuel. He had to pit. So it sucks for him, being in the top 3 and having to pit for fuel. But here we are, final 2 laps, green-white checkered finish. We'll be starting in 2nd place after being in the 2nd pack that whole time. So opportunity to go for the win, and I feel like just for these restarts, you really want to get the inside as soon as possible. The outside line just doesn't have a good restart, you just don't have that momentum, and once you get up to speed, the outside line starts working, but just getting up to the speed that first few laps, the inside line is just the better place to be. So that's my main goal for this restart, just try to get to the inside line. So we're actually going to watch on board, just my perspective for these final 2 laps here. Going to the green flag, looking to the left, just trying to tell where the 11 goes. As soon as he goes, I go with him and try to space back in line, right behind him. Luckily there's a space. My goal is just try to push the 11, try to get as big of a gap to the cars behind, the way we can try to slingshot past them on the final lap. Just see if I can push him as hard as I can. Finally up to speed as we enter turn 3 up to 155 for top speed. 0 wheel just having the corrections we're having to make with all these bumps and such. Gets the white flag here, you can see the 84 is almost alongside me here, you can see him in his front arm mirror, the orange car. Hit the 84 and get him a bit loose there, not trying to get him loose, trying to push us forward. The 7 car is right behind me, that red 7 car. Just trying to block all I can, prevent any runs passing to the outside. 84 is almost alongside us. You can see the 7 in our mirrors going low, 11 is going low. I'm just trying to stay up high, not get involved in anything, getting pushed from behind. Look in the rearview mirror. I don't see anyone, go back to the inside line. Just getting the push. Don't know where the 11 went. Just leading, trying to block my life here as he exit 4. 84, the orange and black car on my outside line. He has to run, don't know where to go. So he's trying to side draft my left and my right rear here. Comes to the line, trying to go low for the win. Look at my outside, here he comes to the line. And we got the win. So just watch those final 2 laps on our TV view. So here we go, you can see the 69 gets turned right on the restart, but again, it's below the yellow line. Very unfortunate for him. Don't exactly know what caused that. So now here we are pushing the 11. Just trying to get the gap on the 84 and the 7, but we're not really escaping the pack. They're still hanging with us here. Coming down the backstretch, still pushing. Exiting before everyone's kind of gone single file to the inside line here. As they exit before they go to the outside line, see whichever line has momentum. 7's staying low with us. 84 doesn't have much help on the outside line here. 3 cars versus 1, you'd think the 3 cars would do better. 11's getting the push. I think we got 4 cars on the inside line here. The 224, I believe, is helping us. Yes. Trying to block any runs from coming. The 7 car goes low, and I'm like, I don't want him to spin us. The 11 car tries to block on the inside, and I believe he's clipping into the grass. We just analyze it. Just go back to the 11, right on board with the 11 here. Just see his perspective. He sees the 7 car, I go to the outside. He runs out of momentum. He sees the 7 car on the inside, turns to try to block him, but he's already there. We just again ride with the 7, see what he saw. He's trying to get the run on me. Goes to the inside below the yellow line. Trying to go for the pass. The 11 turns in on him. I call that a racing incident. I mean, the 11 already saw the 7 was there. I don't think he should have gone there. Just ride a chase view here just to analyze the lines. See him going up high. The 84 is on the outside. We're almost 4 wide for the lead right here. 11 and 7, so I go back to me, 24 in the lead. See the 152 is pushing me, coming to the line. 224 gets to his left rear as he gets a bit high, goes below the yellow line, clips him, they spin. Now it's just me and the 84 car. Coming to the line, 84 gets my right rear, side drafts, can he get me to the line? You already saw it go to slow motion, coming to the line. It is like a photo finish right there. Just like basically Justin knows. That's the difference. That's 8, I believe if I can go to the results, 18 hundredths of a second. Just under 2 hundredths of a second to the line. I get the victory. And man, that was a challenging victory, man. Having to start second, having to just stay back for most of that race, just being patient. And finally when it matters, fighting for the lead. And just getting lucky in that final restart, and the fact that we were able to choose the right lane and not get spun. I mean, everyone's just being super aggressive on those final restarts, and you just have to almost be lucky with your lane choice. So yeah, here are final donuts in the grass. nice celebration. But yeah, we won at Daytona. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed these highlights. Hopefully they didn't go too long. But yeah, from fighting in that second pack, trying to catch the lead, to avoiding the wreck, to going 4 wide on the backstretch on the final lap. It was definitely a fun race overall. So yeah, wait for next week. Next week we'll be at Phoenix, and hopefully we can repeat the success we had here. So hope you enjoyed. See you next time.